Welcome to the press conference for the match between Ireland and Zimbabwe. I've got the Ireland skipper, William Porterfield. We're taking questions from you, the press.
Well, William, I suppose at half-time it went perfectly. You were happy enough with 2-11, were you?
Yeah, very happy. Yeah, pretty much game of two halves for us there. It kind of speaks for itself to a fair extent. Yeah, we're pretty happy and confident at half-time.
Do you think you could have done any better if you'd have played the extra spinner? You chose to bring Gary back in.
I think we obviously could have both started more there, but I think that would only have been coming into effect second innings. I think like heavy bowled, like everyone else bowled, and might have got a couple away at the back end. But I was very happy with the first half. If in hindsight, if we had lost the toss when we got in second league, obviously Sterling would have bowled a bit more. But I was very happy with how we bowled with the four seamers and obviously Sterling a couple of overs along the scratch.
So where did that batting performance come from?
It's hard to put your finger on right now. We played some very good cricket up until now, and I think when you gift a few early wickets like that against Zimbabwe, we were well 15 for 3. They were able to put the squeeze on from there, and I think we just never really picked up any momentum, got that partnership going. Obviously Sterling threatened to, but there was nobody at the other end for long enough to build that partnership. And then, as I said, once we were in that position and we lost a couple more, it was very hard to come back from because of how they played.
Who do you think was responsible for the run out?
I don't know. I watched it.
Did Paul admit it?
I even looked up. I don't know. I'd need to see it again. I'm pretty sure it's these things happen.
Sean from ZFM Stereo. Just take me through what was the chat after the first half, going into bed, 211. It seemed like a very gettable target.
It was an extremely gettable target. We were pretty happy with where things were at. Look, we knew it was a little bit tacky in the morning. We knew it was going to dry out. It's been very warm this last few days, so it was always going to dry out. We knew quite a few days out that regardless what pitch we were playing on, we were going to face 35 plus overs of spin anyway. So nothing was any surprise. I just think we just didn't play well enough, and once we gifted them a few wickets early on, I think they never let us back in the game.
Kudzai, ICC TV. Commiserations, William, on the loss. I wanted to find out how come Simi Singh didn't get a game. Looking at the conditions today, they seem to favour his type of bowling and his type of play.
Look, we went on the route of winning the toss. We didn't think it would be as slow as it was. Obviously we've got Sterling on the team who's bowled a lot of overs for Ireland, so if we needed more overs then Sterling was there. Whenever it was at the toss, I didn't really envisage bowling any more than 15 overs of spin against Zimbabwe in those conditions, especially if we want to toss first. I think we've done very well containing them and taking wickets with seam in the past, so that was the route we decided to go down. Sterling's bowled 10 overs in plenty of occasions for us, so he can do that role. So we went with the extra experience and an extra batter who's been doing well at 7 for us, so that's the reason for that selection.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, William, what role did the conditions play when you bowled and later on when you were trying to chase the score?
Look, I think it obviously slowed up a little bit, but it just gets exaggerated when you're 50 for 5 and you've got lads 8, 9, 10, 11 going in and having to do the job, really. I think if we get a bit of a partnership up top there, or you're 70, 80 for 1-2, then it's a completely different ball game, and we're probably not even having this conversation. So I think that we've let ourselves down with the start, and then once we've done that with how the Zimbabwe spinners have been bowling, and you give them a sniff like that, then it's very hard to come back from there. And you got to give them a bit of credit there as to how they did it. But we were happy at half time. We just never got going in the second half.
Hold on a moment.
Hi William, sorry, 2 questions. Nick Sadler. Firstly, how do you guys pick yourself up from this and what comes next? And secondly, a word on the crowd today and if they were a big factor in the chase.
I think obviously the last game we lost in the competition was as cricket turnaround, we had a day off and play. So I think that can be a good thing in a lot of ways. You got to park what's happened today, and we've got a one-day international against Scotland on Sunday, which could be a vital 2 points for us. So I think it speaks for itself. Now we have to win 2 games. Obviously, that comes first on Sunday. We get 2 points then we've got to, in the luck of the gods, really, we've got to see what happens through the rest of the week. And before we play our last game, we'll know exactly the scenario. So we've got to put ourselves in that position first. So it's a pretty simple scenario for me in terms of turning it around for Sunday. We get 2 points. Then we see what happens the rest of the week, and we know exactly what has to happen come Friday. And the crowd's been great. We knew there was going to be a big crowd in today. It's like you want to play in front of big crowds, and there's probably a few green shirts dotted around, but they're few and far between. But as I said, look, they were always going to be vocal. We knew they were going to be. There's a good crowd in for the West Indies game, and you want to play in front of those crowds. You want to play in front of a good atmosphere. So fair play to Zimbabwe locals coming out and supporting their team, and that's what it's all about.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Sir, you can have the interview.